Welcome back to the Supercar Connection podcast. All these crackdowns on the Montana LLC stuff here. Back in the stew, as you said.
Back in the stew. Because what people don't understand, if you get caught, you're not just paying what you owe. It's like California, Ohio, Colorado, they're going even harder. Like there's a... Nobu, you know.
So you want to know why this episode is almost perfect timing?
Why?
Because I've officially opened the door to be able to allow a Porsche to be potentially my next car purchase. Don't look at me like that right now. Don't look at me like that right now. We can get into that. I swear to you.
What'd you do with Joe?
You want to know what it is too?
I cloned him.
Yeah.
You made a better version.
Him and Jim Carrey, I cloned.
Yeah.
Now Joe's here talking about Porsches. I couldn't handle it.
I'm dead ass.
The channel was
on our last
suffering.
episode. We talked about it. We talked about Porsche might be my next thing.
But then again, I'm not surprised. Honestly, that's like the natural progression of like real car guys. You know,
Why do you say that though?
real car guys.
Like, what makes that the natural progression?
You know,
of
the
real
more
guys?
the more cars you drive, just like Ferrari. I don't know for what reason I just hated Ferrari for some reason. Maybe because I was such a big Lambo guy, and then you drive enough cars, and then you start appreciating Ferraris. 458 Spider. That's another one. Maybe if I can get to the 812 GTS, I do 458. I'd love that car. You know, so I think Porsche the same. I never understood. You know, like why can't these guys shut the fuck up about their Porsches? And then you spend some time with them, and you know you realize why. So I'm not surprised.
Can I tell you? Okay, tell me why you think that. Why is a Porsche special? Because you're saying you spent some time with it, so you're obviously it's evident, right?
Okay. There's not one explanation, but I mean, once you drive the car, you know why, right? The driving experience, right? The precision, everything about it. It's like the machine that it is, right? So that's one reason. The other reason is as far as like we're in the business, right? You want to make sure you're not getting into a depreciating asset, right? We're not some of these guys who can just take a $100K loss in a few months and just walk it off, right? So that's another big part. Like, shit, I can buy something like my GT3. I bought it, enjoyed the hell out of it, and then sold it and made some money. Like, that car was in terrible shape, 22,000 miles. I, beat on it at the track, in the canyons, rock chips, no PPF. First day I got the car, it was a Thursday evening. On Friday morning, you guys know Good Advice Breakfast Club,
Right.
Angeles Crest. And I'm like, I gotta go. Like, I got a fucking Porsche. I gotta go. And my friend's like, you're crazy. I'm like, dude, it's just one time. I'll do PPF right after. And I was behind. Yeah, I was behind a 296 and a 458 Speciale, the one that burned down. I don't know if you guys saw the video.
Yeah. I've seen the video.
I mean, these guys, I've never driven that hard, not even on the track. And those canyons are no joke. I mean,
Fuck no.
You pick up some speed. So. Don't show this to my wife, but I almost I can't. Yeah,
I can't stop her from clicking on it.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah, dude. So I got hit by a rock, and I tried to look up to see. You have the carbon fiber roof. It's right there, right by the windshield. And so I took my eyes off the road for like a split second, and then I realized we're going into a turn at like 90 miles per hour. So, and then I'm sideways. I'm like, all right, just trying not to die at that point. And then I just came to a stop. I came to a stop, and those guys are gone. And so, you know how they say, you got to put the music down. So I'm like, all right, I'm by myself at this point. The group behind us is like far too behind, so I'm just cruising down. And I came around the corner, and I see one of the guys that was in the 296 running at my car, and I see the Speciale against the guardrail. So in my mind, I'm thinking he crashed, and I see some smoke. So he runs up to me. He's like, "Give me your fire extinguisher." He grabs the fire extinguisher out of the car, and I see the owner of the car just outside looking at it, and it's just burning at this point. All right.
You were there for that,
dude. I'm like,
He was in the
was
mix.
right there.
He was in the mix.
yeah. So, and it's like these fire extinguishers in the GT3s are like tiny, right? So he hits it from the top, fire from the bottom. It's just he hits it from the bottom, fire's coming out from the top. It's too late. It's too late. So. Another gentleman that's passing by, there's a fire station in the mountains. Mm-hmm. He says, I'm going to go get, by the time the fire trucks come, they're not even paying attention to the car because some bushes caught fire. They're trying to put out the the mountain fire. So, and then we watched this thing just melt right in front of our eyes. The craziest part is everything melted except the tires. These Michelins, I'm like, man, like, I swear, like we were just, and it was terrible because Andrew, he's one of my good friends. He just like it's his dream spec. He found the yellow coupe with only like I think it had like 1,200 miles on it.
A Speciale.
Wow. Yes.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah,
Fuck,
yeah, and it was his second time. It was his second time driving, and you know, someone passed by and said, "Oh, it's the aftermarket," because he had just gotten it out of the shop. He put exhaust on it, and I guess 458s had some like
There was a recall.
fuel line.
There was a recall on some of the glue that was used was flammable.
Oh,
I don't know if it
Jesus.
was something else, and that might not have affected the Speciale, but that was definitely a 458 problem at one point. There was a fuel line problem too.
There was a fuel line problem, and then the whole crowd. I mean, lately it's been because of social media, big crowds up there. So every single person that's passing by, either stopping, taking videos, and you can see like the aftermarket exhaust sitting there in that, you know, in the ashes, and you know, by the time, you know, we're thinking if his insurance sees these images, they're not going to cover it. They're going to say it was outside influence, right?
Right.
But no, luckily, you know, I had a good policy and they covered it. But yeah, that was my
It's a fat cover.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a fat cover. I'm sure LaRue had a day with that one too. So
Yeah. Yeah.
oh my god, I didn't know you were in the trenches
So
for
I
that moment.
was right there. But my point, going back to my point, I guess, you know, that car was just you know, I put it to good use, and then I still made money on it if you buy it at the right price. So that's the other you know, thing that it's crazy if you buy the car for the right price, and you know, and then after a couple of years, like you can sell it for more money, or even not lose any money. Or if you lose $10,000 in that car, it's like a Toyota lease or something.
How do you get a Porsche at the right price?
You gotta call this guy at this point.
Yeah, for real.
In our business, timing is everything. You know, sometimes it's depending on what the market is doing. Right now, we're at an interesting juncture here where for the 3 RS, for example, the new ones are done. You're not, you know, you could have before you could wait a certain dealer. You have a relationship there. Maybe you can get that 50 over deal. Now it's like, hey, those are done. So now it's only the secondary market. So, you know, it's
When you say done, you mean the new allocations for the new 3 RS are all done.
So 991.1 allocations are done. The last cars already arrived. There was one randomly popped up at the port. It sold within 10 minutes. It was a good deal. But so the next 3 RS would be 992. I mean, sorry, I said 901. 992.1.
This guy doesn't
992.
fucking Porsches.
Dude, it's way too early. It's way
See
too
what
early.
I mean? There's too many freaking things. 991.1, 991.2, 992.1, 992.2.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Like, what are we
actually a
talking
pretty
about?
easy progression. Get the hang
It's
of
annoying. It's annoying. I know it's simple, but it's
Yeah.
annoying.
Once you read the book.
Yeah, once you start drinking the soup, then it's easy.
Yeah, yeah.
So the 992.1s are done.
it. Yeah. These were my times
992.1s
tables, by the way.
as far as the 3 RS, 992.2 GT3 is, you know, they're always a year ahead with the
Yeah.
GT3. So it's been in production. I mean, 2025, end of 25, basically. Last year, you were able to get a 992.2 GT3. So obviously, off market, you come across a good deal. The other thing that a lot of people don't understand is like these dealer relationships that you can save so much money by losing money at first. Okay,
Right.
so
Relationship building.
it's a long-term thing.
Yeah, explain
right?
this.
It's a long-term thing. So like when you know. When you got to try to find a home dealership, right? Or what I try to do as a broker, I try to guide people, you know, say, hey, this is a good dealership, right? There's an opportunity where we can make a deal here and we can build from there, right? So, perfect example, one of the most recent deals I did, Mondi's car, he paid over, you know, he paid a decent markup, but, you know, we got it in writing. When the 992.2 comes out, as long as he trades in the current car at a certain number, he's promised the 992.2 at MSRP.
Okay.
Okay. So
How reliable are those contracts usually?
look, you got to get things in writing. To me, it's like there's a lot of movement in this industry. You know, GMs leave, people retire, people switch dealerships and whatnot. So if you're going based off someone's word, you know, you never know. But you know, you get things in writing, and 9 out of 10 times, I think you're good. And then that's where we come in, right? It's like, again, you got to guide someone towards the right direction. If you have rapport with a dealership, you've done so many deals, you know they're gonna, you know, hold their end of the bargain. So that's when it's like, hey, this is a good dealership. You know, you're gonna pay some over right now, because some guys, they get, like, he gets deals everywhere, right? Because of his brand, because of so.
Well, yeah, look at him. He's beautiful. So
Yeah, there you go. And that.
He'll like that one.
Yeah. So it's one of those things. And then what happens is that car that you got at MSRP, market is booming, right? You could probably, for example, flip that car at 100 over. But then when you're selling it, you sell it back to them at 60 over, for example, right? But then you get other special stuff, right? So it's like, and then you get to a point where you get the call. You don't have to call around. You get the call, right? You don't, it's not like we say, like, it's not a flex having the special car. The real flex is when you get the call. Before allocations even become available or whatever, you get the call because they know, you know, right? So it's like, and then you got dealers they never ever mark up, right? I have a Porsche dealership right now that never marks up on their special cars. But guess what? It's like, who gets the call?
Yeah.
Right? When it's like, right now with the 2 RSs, you know, you can have, I don't know, 50 million liquid sitting in the bank, and money's not an object, and you call them and you want that car. It's no.
With the what right now? The 2 RSs?
2 RSs. Yeah.
The ones that's coming.
The new one that's coming.
That they haven't really talked too much about.
It's going to be, it's,
So is that going to be a .2 since .2s are already coming out now?
It's going to be a .2.
So there was
It's going to be a .2. In my, the word is that it's going to be the end of, you know, kind of how they did with the 991 and then .2, and then towards the tail end of it, the 2 RS came out.
So it could still be 3 years before we see that car.
I think so. And rumor has it, it's going to be something completely different. I mean, they're
hybrid setup.
I don't know if you guys seen spy shots of slant nose. They're testing with a 991 2 RS taillights and the slant nose design because of what's happening with the 3 RS. That's happening, I guess. I'm still, yeah.
Okay.
I'd be shocked if it's true, but I guess it's happening. I mean,
The turbo.
yes. Everyone you talk to, everyone that knows someone says it's happening.
They're adding turbos to the 3 RS.
Yes,
So then that should keep value on the current 3 RS then.
absolutely. Like some people are.
It's really making you.
Well, because that's the car I
Waver
kind of
over
want.
here.
Like when I think about buying a Porsche, it's either that or a Turbo S cab. Those are the only two.
Turbo
things.
S cap.
I want to smoke a stove while I'm ripping
Yeah.
down the highway.
For a car guy, a Turbo S cab, best daily ever. I mean, I choose the GT car every single time, but to me, that's the.
He has a
hands down
Cullinan. What's he gonna do with a Turbo S cab?
I can't do Turbo S cab things in my Cullinan.
He's an
You have
old
an
man.
S63.
I guess that's fair. All right, fine. So I'll get a 3 RS then.
What's up with this old man collection you got going on?
I'm an old man. I don't know if you know this. I'm in my mid 40s, so I love S63 Cullinan 812.
Yeah.
And then I got the Z06 as a funny little flirty one when I want to take it out and have fun. That's
Yeah.
like my youthful car.
Also, like, you've seen all the cars, right?
Yeah.
He's got some Mansory wheels on his Cullinan. He's got these fat disc white wheels on his 812.
I take old
He
man
finds a
cars,
way
make
to
'em-
he
yeah,
finds
make
a way
'em
to
look-
youth
Yeah.
inject some youth into that.
I don't know what's going on with that 812, but
Hey. I'm like,
It's a
okay, you know when you go to a nightclub and you have that weird 40-year-old guy that's kind of just looking around and just
Yeah.
hunting? That's kind of me right
Yeah.
now with all the cars.
Yeah, it's. I mean, look, it's definitely a conversation started. The 812. The 720 that I took over from someone, it had 4G autos on it, and at first, I was like, man,
Wait,
what
are
am
you
I
trying to say
doing?
my
But then
812 design
That's
is
a wild
questionable?
move.
it's controversial, I guess.
It's
You can say
controversial. Why?
it's-
Because it looks like what something a Ferrari owner would never do. To
I don't
their
know.
car.
It looks like something I've never seen before. So that's the
That was
cool
the
part.
point.
Yeah.
You realize that if you really notice, since I did that, everyone's been doing matte silvers with bright colors
Yeah.
on wheels.
Yeah.
Even like Las Vegas experience down there in Vegas, that purple like 765 they did, that was similar to my look.
Yeah. You're a trendsetter. We know.
Don't do that to me right now. Don't do that to me. Just because I don't have a 1-of-1 PTS sitting outside, I have to do something to create a little bit of originality.
Yeah. No, I respect that.
Can I ask you something? You still have your 765?
No, just sold it recently.
That hurts me a little bit.
Yeah, I know that's one that I'm gonna regret. But,
Why didn't you offer that to me?
It wouldn't have worked. I was trying to maximize, what I can get out of it.
That's fair.
Of course. So
That's fair.
So I feel like McLaren has the precision that people talk about in Porsche.
Yes.
So I guess why do you lean towards the GT3 RS compared to something like the
So
765?
I've had 3 McLarens, and I guess, I don't know. That's like a personality thing. You can see I default to the McLaren as well because of the precision, because that race car feel, right? Growing up, Lambo was like,
right.
And then you drive it, you're like, man, this thing drives like shit. It's don't get me wrong. I would for sure want a V12 in the stable. Nothing ever comes close to that.
It's fun for
Symphony.
a certain purpose.
Yeah. So if
Once
I could have one car, it would have to be a McLaren or a Porsche, and I picked a Porsche.
See, that's crazy interesting. Thank you for pointing out. I just realized he's got both of the most dialed cars, but yet he leans Porsche. Most people lean McLaren.
So, okay, look, the
I don't know if I'd say
765.
most people.
I'm starting to stir. I'm stirring right now.
Yeah.
Let me stir. Let me stir
Sorry,
right now.
my bad.
Let me
Didn't
stir
mean
right now.
Didn't mean to.
I'm trying to rage the audience.
We're gonna talk some shit today.
Most
we
people.
got to make sure we hit that AMG thing. We got to piss
we'll
off the
get
AMG fanboys.
We'll get
a
there.
little
We'll
bit
get there, baby. We'll get there.
I don't think you're completely wrong though, because most people that go McLaren end up loving McLaren.
Yeah.
Especially
I mean?
they come from a Porsche.
Yeah, because people are scared to go to McLaren because of all the stories. But the people that do, a lot of times look back and go, I can't think of having anything else.
That's another thing where like the progression of I'm getting to the point where I realize it's more fun to drive a fast car slow than a slow car fast.
That's very true. No, that's very true. I know what you mean.
Usually
It's more fun. It's more fun to drive a slow car fast than a fast car slow.
I agree.
So the 765 to me is, like we do a lot of track days. Like if I never went to the track, I would have kept the 765, right? Like if you can have one, to me that thing looks absolutely gorgeous. It's fast. It's got, as far as non-hybrid cars, performance-wise, nothing will ever compare, right? So like if we're talking about last of a dying breed, that's the greatest non-hybrid car made, supercar made. I think.
Second. It's close.
What's the first?
ZR1, but we'll get there. Go ahead.
ZR1's hybrid.
ZR1.
Oh, okay,
ZR1.
yeah.
You trying to attack me today, huh? This is everything.
No, no.
Attack me today. I didn't say ZR1.
We'll get back.
You were right on that one.
We'll get back to the ZR1. We'll get back to the ZR1.
I was confused because I was like, what do you mean non-hybrid? That one's
Yeah,
You're good.
it's not hybrid.
You're good.
the X is hybrid.
Yeah.
So it's again when you're in the canyons, right, at the track, and it's like how much power it's like how much power can you handle? Can you when you're coming into that turn one at 165, 170 miles per hour, it's a whole different thing. Then when you're in a Porsche, you're more you feel safer and more confident. And then for me, specific, like just being a dad, right? Being you can't be selfish anymore. When you're young, you don't care.
That's fair.
200 miles per hour is like a flex. Now it's like you gotta. It's not all about you anymore. So the with the Porsche, you're able to push it more, right? You're able to push it to the limits where it's like, I don't know, can you ever get to the limit of a 765?
I don't think you can.
Maybe in a straight line, right?
Even then, you might not be able to. Because I took the 720 to what I thought the limit was, and I think that car had way more to give.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's a video of a professional race car driver spinning out in a 720 on the track. It's a lot of car. It's a lot of car.
It is a lot of car.
So, I always go back to like one of each. If I can have, one of each, that would be ideal. But if I had to pick one, I've had other cars on the track. 720 just too scary. Artura was like on the same day where I took the Artura and the GT3. Great car, but just not close. Not close.
Personality-wise, that car has no personality.
Yeah, I did a couple of laps and I came back. I hopped in the GT3. Even that, like you don't need to go RS, right? We do it because we need to,
Right.
You need something loud because we're in the scene and we need. It's a marketing tool, right? But as far as like a driver's car, I just drove the GTS, the 992.2 GTS at Porsche Experience Center. I mean, even that, dude, that thing is so freaking fast, and that car is so dialed in, and such a great car. You know, I mean, to me, that's probably the perfect 911.
It's $200,000.
GTS, you know, you don't need, yeah.
I would hope it's pretty good.
So, yeah. So I don't necessarily think, you know, I guess it's just who you are and where, like, if you've never drive the cars, I know someone who just goes out to restaurants and just, you know, you're just cruising all the time. Yeah, by all means. Or SVJ. Yeah.
At that point.
812.
Yeah, that's kind of what I use it for. I don't really do too much in it.
Yeah.
I'm calm. For being somewhat relatively young, I don't do crazy driving at all.
Yeah, so that's also my problem. I will, you know, if I have it available, you know, all that power, I'm always tempted. Right. I'm just, you know, a degenerate when it comes to like I want to push the car always all the time, right? So if you're, you know, yeah, I have guys who have never like hit 9,000 RPM in their GT car. You know, they've never tracked it. They
don't know that feeling.
You know, they'll do some canyons sometimes, but they'll never go up Angeles Crest because it's more rocks over there and all these different things. So depending on the personality, you know.
I redline every car I have.
Dude, I don't stay below like 6,000 RPM some days. You know, like
yeah. I'm taking a turn in second gear just at 6,000.
Yeah, dude, we understand each other. You know, it's like
you guys do.
Yeah.
I know, loving Lambo growing up, then realizing the precision of McLaren is really the way to go. And I haven't gotten to the whole Porsche thing yet, but
I think it's an age thing.
Everything seems like it's inevitable.
I think Ferrari is an age thing as well. You know, and I'm starting to.
I'm in my older days. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
I'm very much more. The way I see it is like you guys like the same style of driving. You guys like the same style of car. He's just young and he's still wanting that McLaren, like dealing with the problems, and you're at the point where you're like, I just need, especially when you have like a big ass business, you got all these problems on your day to day. The last thing you want is your car to always be a problem.
765 though, no issues.
Really?
No issues. One time it went into limp mode and then turned it off, turned it back on. It was good.
That was it. Gave a little kiss. Issues. You're like, hey baby, don't do anything.
Yeah.
And boom, right back to the thing. All right, good.
Yeah, 765. Most people I know, no complaints.
So if you were me, what would you get then? A 765 or a 3 RS?
765.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's going to appreciate. You know, if I was able to keep the 765, for sure, because I could see where that's going. I think that's on my list of the next probably 5 cars to buy.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
McLaren Denver just listed probably one of the rarest 765s. I don't know the name of the paint. You probably would. It's like that MSO Pacifica color change. You know what I'm talking about? It's like where the purple fades in the blue, and it's
it turns orange and gold. And all that
it's
stuff.
that on the exterior. It's that same design on the interior. The steering wheel is coated like that too, and they listed it for 765, and it's at McLaren Denver. I'll pull the car up.
It's a coupe or a spider?
It's a coupe.
Roof scoop.
Yeah, and the roof scoop is in that paint color.
Wow.
I'll show you. I'll show you the car. I'll show you the car. Right
okay,
now.
But here's the problem with that. You're not going to be able to drive it.
So that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
I looked at it and I went, if I want to be an investor owner, this is the car to buy and drive it to a couple car shows. Like I'll pull up to a level car connection show in it, stunt a little bit, but then that's the only thing I can do.
Can I ask you while he's looking it up, why do you think the 765 is going to go up? Because McLaren's historically so far are not cars that appreciate. I think it's held and it's definitely going to hold, but appreciate.
Going back what we talked about, what the car is. Right, what the car is, the number of cars that they made: 765 coupes, 765 spiders.
Right,
that's not a big number.
That's true.
And then I mean, I guess the ZR1 argument. You know, I don't know. We're talking about like, supercars.
The whole pack. Okay,
don't
say that term. Don't say that term. I know what you mean when you say that. It's the whole package: interior quality, performance, the look, everything. Corvette built the craziest performance car. Nobody's going to touch that. Performance metric.
Yeah.
Performance metric. There's no argument. Performance metric, they have it. Complete car, I know what you mean.
That car is beautiful.
You see the roof scoop? Roof scoop's in the same paint match thing. That's beautiful. It's nice, right?
What's the MSRP on this?
I think it's high fives.
I tried to look at it. I couldn't find it.
It's high fives or low six. No. It's
got to be in the sixes.
Yeah, it's high sixes.
I couldn't get that photo to load.
It's like 691 or some shit like that. I looked at this yesterday.
That is crazy.
Yeah. How many miles?
It's low.
I mean, the paddles are painted, paint match paddles.
This is crazy. I've never seen a
They,
roof
they
scoop
literally, you know how much of a troll they are? They listed it at 765,
That's so
765. That's the
funny.
price. They're literally like, yes, this is
That's
exactly what you think it is.
But yeah, I mean, if you go coupe, roof scoop for sure,
That's the move. I have to.
or spider. The spiders are beautiful, man. That's another one where it's like you can get I love convertibles, and you can get a spider and still looks beautiful. You don't have to like turbo S cab, with the roof closed. It's a little ugly, yeah.
It's kind of
Yeah.
raunchy.
So you think it's the last greatest non-hybrid supercar?
That, and then the number of cars, and it checks all
The
the boxes,
rarity.
right? It's not like they don't have too many issues,
Yeah,
it's
LT cars in general seem to be
yeah.
a better reliability.
Like the 675 now, they've been trending up, and
Yeah, I think that's a great buy. By the
Yeah.
way, 675.
yeah, it's impossible to find one like 675 roof scoop right now.
Oh yeah, they're impossible. 600 LT, that car, and a 765. I don't think you can go wrong with buying any of those three.
Yeah.
600 LT, I think is gonna eventually pop too.
600 LT is
sure.
the only LT car they didn't set the limit on production.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much they ended up making, but the other two are limited.
It's just that one's a little bit of too much of a go kart for me. I mean, 765, it's depending on the seats you get, it's still raw, and but the 600 LT, it's like you got to go through 4 different menus just to get the front lift up. And
That's true.
yeah.
We don't have time for that.
You don't just hit the stock in that car?
No, you have
No,
to,
600 LT is like you
You gotta
hit it,
click the
and
button
then you got
to get the menu. Then you gotta go down 3 to the lift, click it in, and then it says, "Are you want to lift?" And then you click yes again, and then it lifts.
Wow.
It's annoying. It's annoying.
Yeah.
It's annoying as hell. It's annoying as hell.
McLaren front lift is already annoying.
Right.
Takes
You have to
two-
have the wheel perfectly
takes
straight.
2 to
You
3
have to be going under 12 miles an hour in order to engage it.
and it still
The
takes
wheels slightly turn, you hit it. Doot, 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 doot. All right, now we're going.
and it still takes 2 to 3 business days for it to go.
Yeah,
out.
it does.
Porsche, hit it, boom. So,
The new 750s though, those cars are dialed.
yeah,
They might. I
Very
think
dialed.
personally, it's the best current production supercar that's out.
yeah.
Current production supercar that's out.
It feels just as fast as the 765, but more comfortable. Sometimes you get that's another thing too. If you drive these cars a lot, you get tired. Like you sit in the 765 and your brain is vibrating, and that's once in a while. As much as we love it, once in a while you're like, I just want to be, like you're going to a date night or something. Yeah,
Let me chill.
I'm just chilling. Yeah. So the 750 in that sense, and they brought in so. The things that you saw in the Artura, like the build quality, the stitching, a lot of the improvements that they made from the 720, like the build quality in the 720 was shit. So they started doing a lot of stuff in-house. That carried over to the 750. So now it feels much more, dialed in, and it's fast and it's comfortable, and you can get the center seats in them. And I would Spider, but that's one where it's like you probably just lease it and.
Oh
rent
yeah,
it
you
out.
have to.
Santa seats.
Yeah,
I
love the
can't. I
center
can't
seat.
physically fit in a Senate seat.
I mean, you got those big, sexy shoulders, so it's.
I got the big, sexy everything. I can't fit. I can't fit sideways, so 4 ways. There's no way I can fit in a Senate
Really?
seat. Yes,
You've
I
tried.
can. I can get in there, but
Yeah.
I can barely move, and then to get out, like there's no way I can pull. I can't pull up to a restaurant with a Senate seat.
Yeah.
It's
So
embarrassing.
you probably don't like the buckets in the Porsche.
I don't like them, but I can make them.
It's
Those
not
are a little. They're just wide enough where I can make it work.
Yeah.
It's not fun, but I can make it work.
Yeah.
I have to, especially if I get a Porsche, I can't get one with no buckets. I would have to buy a different seat just to have.
Okay, you got like 4 or 5 cars, so in that sense, yeah. I mean, to me, I got to the point after putting 22,000 miles on the GT3. I got to the point where I used to laugh at people who would get a GT car and not have bucket seats in there, but now I'm like, okay, I get it. I want. And it's you sometimes roll cage harnesses. You want all that stuff if you're gonna track, but then you're tracking 6-7 times in a year, and so the rest of the time you're. Once you're in there, they're not bad, but again, getting in and out of it. But I'm gonna get, there's certain things you can do. If you're gonna get one with bucket seats, you can get a little bracket that'll let you recline it a little bit. You can get the padding in the seat inserts. There's a company that'll add more foam, and then you can do lumbar support actually for like $200. They add that option in there, and it makes a difference.
So it sounds like a lot of trouble to
It
go
does
through to
sound
get.
Yeah,
the
but
seat.
it's all one company. When you order it, it comes in and just have someone install it.
How do you like your PTS 3RS?
I love the color. I was very hesitant at first, but I mean, everyone that posts a video of it, it's been going viral. Narek has like 400 followers. Every time he posts a video, it's like $400,000 or $500,000 views every single video.
Oh, Dark. You're boosting
Yeah.
Dark up. I love
Yeah.
I love Dark.
What is the color?
It's PTS Palladium Metallic. So
Palladium.
yeah, initially the goal was, I've sold all the blues and the greens, and so I'm like, I wanted to do something different. I've never had a purple car. I was thinking if I'm ever gonna get a purple car, probably on a Porsche like ultraviolet or something. So, looked at a bunch of PTSs. Laying in bed and just going through all the PTSs, and sometimes it's hard to tell because the online stuff, the renders look different, and then
because it's almost so stupid how many colors there are, and there are almost so many that are almost the exact
I don't know
same.
if I've ever seen an ultraviolet 3 RS
yeah, there's a few.
of the 992. That obviously 'cause that was
There's a few in
common
SoCal.
not
Yeah.
one.
There's a few in SoCal. So, and then I decided something, I don't know, this year feels like I was going to do a little bit of a rebrand and get some gold in our logo and stuff. So I figured let's, and I picked the Inostech color. It was supposed to be colored PPF. And then I started seeing these videos, and then this guy, I showed up to the shop. The guy he's partnered up with Inostech, but he also does this stuff. And I asked him about it. He's like, "Oh no, like I don't want to, I don't want it to seem like you came in and I convinced you to do the, because like I'm good partners with Inostech." So then they had a car that they were working on over there. And initially I thought it's going to be like, back then they had
Plasti Dip.
Plasti Dip,
I've shot a couple Plasti Dip paint cars, and it's
It's not great. I had
actual dog shit.
I had a Plasti Dip car.
Yeah.
It was not good.
Yeah. So I thought that's
It
what it
looked
was going to
good
be.
for the first 2 weeks.
Yeah. So then I show up to the shop, and then I see like in the spray booth, like it's actual paint, and I'm looking at the video. It's like it's water based. They're mixing the colors, and there's a car sitting outside, and I'm looking at it. There's no orange peel, and then he brought a panel where like he's peeling the paint, and it's like super thick, so acts as paint protection film. And I'm like, man, and I'm like, you could just do any color that I pick. He's like, yeah. I'm like, literally, like any color. He's like, yeah, dude, just tell me what color you want. I'll get the code from the factory or whatever, and because with the colored PPF or wraps, there's no like exact, you just pick something that's close to it. So that kind of just seeing one in person, that kind of sparked it, and then the fact that if you don't like it, I was still kind of hesitant. He's like, if you don't like it, we'll just peel it off. Like, and he's just showing me how easy it comes off. Like if you grab an edge, it just comes off, right?
What's the name of this stuff?
Peel clear.
Peel clear.
Peel clear.
Peel
It's
clear.
tongue twister.
Peelable paint that's not Plasti Dip.
Yeah. So, and then they do layers of clear coat on it, right? They polish the car. They do so. It's like if you see this car clean. I was trying to line up a mobile detail guy because the car's been sitting outside for like 5 days. If you see this car clean, there's no way to tell it's not paint. It's better than paint. Like because you've seen brand new cars from the factory. A lot of them have orange peel, right? So, and I rushed the guys too. We had an event, and I'm gonna take it back. They're gonna dial it in more.
Right, but if you open the door, you're cooked. No,
How?
I don't know. Isn't your original color on the door jamb?
No, dude. Everything is painted.
Oh,
Everything came off. Headlights,
So they
doors.
tore the car down.
Yes.
Wow.
Which is kind of like my car was brand new. Like
right.
my dad.
Not a lot of owners be okay with
My
that.
dad was talking shit. He's like, dude, like you just bought a brand new Porsche and you just gave it to some shop to just
Hopper, what are you
take it. But that's what we do. Like you said, we
You got to risk
try
it for the biscuit sometimes.
yeah. So there's no like the hinges, they painted everything. So there's no way to tell if someone opened the door, looked at it. If I wanted to just go around telling people it's PTS Palladium Metallic, no one would know. But I want to help promote these guys. And there's AZ Rap, shout out by the way, Arthur, amazing dude. Peel Clear, all these guys, they're really solid dudes. So like I'm like their mascot right now, just everywhere I go.
But peeling all that stuff off of even the hinges.
Yeah.
What is
So that's the part where it's like,
when you go to take it
Okay.
off, that sounds like
yeah,
fun.
I'm not gonna be the one peeling it off. So, but and the other thing too with PPF, when you're peeling PPF off, it damages the clear coat sometimes.
Right.
This is like no glue, no residue.
Sometimes.
With Ferraris all the time.
Yeah, Ferrari OG paint is not the clear coat at least.
Dude, it's been like with the SF90s. I don't know if we talked about this last time. By the way, if there, I keep like going back to, I don't want to talk about the same stuff we talked about last episode.
No, I don't think.
But like SF90 paint, there are certain shops who like refuse to do PPF on them.
Yeah, nobody wants to tear them down. No one wants to do crap
Because
even
it'll
the rear
lift it.
bumper. You to even wrap parts of the rear bumper, you have to completely take it off. Like to do the emblem, the rear horse on the rear bumper, you have to take the whole rear bumper off just to get to like 2 screws just to take the rear emblem off. And in that, you can rip the paint.
That's so wild.
It's this kind of shitty quality from Ferrari.
So there's shops that will refuse to put PPF on the SF90s.
Yeah. This is not like, this is firsthand. Like I called, you sell a car and they're like, oh, who does good PPF? And I know these shops do. So, I'll call, hey, how much? We don't want to touch it. Yeah. Because of past experiences, and it's like it's too risky.
Right.
What happens on a brand new car,
Then they pull it off, and then they go after the wrap shop. Is it the same with the 296? Other new Ferraris?
That I'm not sure, but I'm assuming probably
It's the same factory.
Same factory,
Spray in the
same
panels.
new technology.
Ferrari's just been such a disaster, such a dumpster fire since really the SF90. When that whole depreciation thing started becoming like a very known thing, I think from that point on, it's been just downhill for Ferrari.
I don't understand. They're the most valuable car brand in the world, and for them to, trip over themselves this badly. I know the hybrid stuff happened, but then you hear stuff like this where, okay, no one knew that, it's 1,000 horsepower, 8-cylinder turbo car, right? So, but just that real enthusiasts they don't gravitate towards it, right?
It's too much.
But no one knew that this thing, like it's unheard of. $250,000 below MSRP on an SF. That's it's unreal. Going from those peak COVID times where like for a Spider, someone called me like, hey, I found an allocation East Coast. We got to fly to New York. It's $300,000 over MSRP. But the fact that he found one was like, let's go do this deal. That to me is crazy. So I think I feel like in a lot of senses, like the Lambo has surpassed them.
Oh, 1,000%. Can I tell you my honest opinion about what happened?
Sure.
So I think Ferrari it's the most history. It's been the leader for forever. It's like the pinnacle when you think about what supercars are, right? Exotic vehicles. So when you've been in front for so long, you get to a point where part of being in front, part of being the big dog is you always have to make sure that you're ahead of your competition on the curb,
Yes.
right? You have to always be innovating. You think of like the whole, like I hate using this reference, but like the blockbuster theory. Netflix came out, streaming was a big thing. Blockbuster was like, we're not going to do shit. We're not going to change. We're the big boy, and you get wiped out, right?
Yeah.
So in this, you have so much growing competition. McLaren getting better, Porsche's notoriety growing. Because remember, back in the day, pre-2000, Porsche was shit, so I don't want to hear anything about it. Those cars were not as desirable as they did. They made them better, and now they've gotten to a point. But back in the early 90s, 80s, those cars were dog shit, and we can argue about that later. Everybody's now catching up, especially Lambo. Lambo was on Ferrari's tail. So they got to a point where like, okay, let's be the forefront of the change and we'll be ahead of the curve for everything. They took a bigger risk and they just simply, the risk did not play out. And instead of listening to the early consumer feedback from some of these cars, they were like, we're going to double down, keep doing our thing, and it's just not working. They haven't taken, the only feedback that Ferrari's taken from their new design was they went back to analog buttons on the steering wheel.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that they've listened to the consumer about. Besides that, it's ass.
Did you know Ferrari, I think there's a Ferrari dealer, I don't remember exactly which one, but there's a Ferrari dealer now that's offering their customers retrofitting of the click buttons on Ferraris that had haptic feedback. So 296s and early Purisangways.
So bad.
They're retrofitting the new click buttons that they've brought back onto those steering wheels that were haptic permanent.
That's so bad.
Yeah.
A franchise store offering this?
Yeah.
That's so bad.
One of my friends just got, he had one of the early Pro songs, and he just got another one, and he's like, man, I love the fact that they went back to it.
Because innovation is ultimately what the automotive industry needs to continue to push forward, but there's limits on it, in my opinion. Because remember, at the end of the day, this is a product that's used by a vast amount of people, and then you have the enthusiast voice and then the consumer voice, right? There's two. Even though we're both consumers, there's a different voice. The new Ferrari that's coming out, the Luce. Have you heard of this one? What is your opinion on it? Seeing what you've seen so far.
Honestly, when you see the interior, it feels like maybe it was like it's a Bronco. Are you talking about the?
Yep.
Yeah.
The Jeep
All I've
Wrangler
seen
on
is
Coke, yeah.
all I've seen is the interior shot. So
That's all they have so far.
That's it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what to say about that, honestly. The fact that
You've said enough.
yeah. There's only so long you can get away with certain stuff because you're too big to fail, right? So like, their special cars are still doing amazing. They're selling for double MSRP and all of that. But again, who would have imagined Blockbuster would one day go out of business? There's no way. Right?
You don't think about
There's no way. So
until
Yahoo was the top of the internet.
yeah.
They were offered to be purchased for like $40 billion or something. They had a $40 billion valuation at one point.
Yeah.
They were like, no,
Now they're worth
ass.
like 1.5.
Yeah, they're dog. They're complete dog. And I saw one of the new F80s landed in Van Nuys. You saw that video?
Oh no shit.
There's a video on Instagram where there's the first F80 landed and it's driving in Van Nuys. It's pretty hot. I'm not gonna lie.
Someone was driving in.
Someone was driving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll pull it up.
Was that a gas station?
Are you on the internet still? Are you full? You've reached full unk mode where now Ruben runs the Instagram.
Yeah.
Talking about also the Ferrari depreciation. Did you see this 296 GTB on Brink and Trailer? 2022, 6,000 miles. Sticker was $516,000. That was the sticker. Guess what it sold for? 2022, 6,000 miles, 516K sticker.
260.
271.
Damn, you're good.
Yeah, you're pretty close.
Are you in the industry? There you go. Watch that video.
Oh shit.
It's in Van Nuys.
Dark green as well.
Damn,
I mean, I guess it makes sense.
Lock, baby.
I've been
Supercar Connection knows the deal.
So there are a lot of. I've been learning about all these warehouses around Van Nuys. A lot of people store their cars. There's some big collections
There's
around
some
here.
heat, dog. Come on, you should get
There's
to know
a
your
nice
city.
private airport there.
Yeah, makes sense.
Man.
This car, again, renderings, like him and I say it all the time. Pictures don't do certain cars justice, right? I knew when this car started actually hitting the road, it looked pretty nice. I'm an actual fan. If I get to see one in person, I can be an actual fan of this car.
And a color can totally change a car too.
Hell yeah. The only thing about this again is just the powertrain setup. I'm never going to be on board for fully.
Yeah.
But the looks and the design of it, as much as I didn't like it initially, I think this looks hot.
No, that's
it's beautiful.
It's crazy.
That's a beautiful car.
We'll see.
And some of the reviews I was watching. What's the guy's name? Chris Harris, I think.
Oh,
Chris
yeah.
Harris.
Yeah. Chris Harris. Yeah, he was raving about it too. I mean, again, so you can, it just what the brand is. I don't know if McLaren put out a 6-cylinder hypercar, maybe no one would touch it, but because Ferrari, it's those things are like they're pre-sold before they were even announced.
The Grail cars. There'll always be the Grail cars.
There's enough people that want it.
Yeah.
Even if a ton of people look at it and go, "How would they ever do this? I would never touch a car. I would never touch this car." There's enough people out there that want the special car that they can.
And they're never
muster
going to drive it, right? It's like some cars they lose value because you sit in and you drive it, like the Black Series we talked about. It has no soul, so then eventually everyone puts it back on the market. So, but these cars are like hardly ever driven.
You're never going to see this car on the market.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where the car won't see the market. And I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff that is probably going to be sold off market, and we'll see those sales years from now, type of thing. But one of the other things I saw that was pretty interesting was I saw a Temerario, one of the first Temerarios listed at a franchise store. Guess how much they're listing the car for? I think the MSRP might be in the mid-low fives, maybe high fours.
$750.
Yeah, it's at $650, I believe, is the listing.
No shit.
Yeah, so now you can either choose to get a Revuelto for low sixes, or you get a brand new Temerario for $650. Even though those cars are meant to be Huracan Aventador, they're right now priced on secondary versus brand new, same price point.
It's how it always goes. The first person to buy it is doing it because he can afford the
Yeah.
link.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Can you tell me? Because I'm sure these are some of your clients, some of these guys that will pay such crazy markups. The mindset, the mentality. What's the
money's
purpose?
not an object.
That's the only thing.
It doesn't. $300,000 is the overpay. He just like I just want an early car. I don't care. I want an early car.
That's like 10 grand over.
So yeah, not even the $300,000 is probably like $100 for us. For depending on some people, some of these people are worth a lot of money.
That's
So
true. That's true.
and they need to spend and they need to have
Write a loss off.
And so
see, now that I can understand. But fuck, man, it destroys the market for a lot of us.
Yeah, so then it's like, okay, you have to wait, for us regular people, we have to wait it out. That's basically what it comes down to. For, like I was talking to someone, he's like, he's FaceTiming on a private jet. And then, I made a comment and he's like, dude, by the time I land, I'm going to make that money back. So for him, it's just like, I don't know. You went and spent $10 on a cup of coffee this morning,
right?
For a picture, because aesthetics, because you're
and he's
you're an influencer.
He's spending $30,000 to run his private jet across the country.
Peak influencer, So you guys like, so at that point, or like some of these record numbers we're seeing, it's I get there's the charity component to it. But some of these big money guys, they go sit down, shoot the shit, drink, and then they just start. It becomes like a freaking game to them.
It's just one of the boys.
They're bidding like a TDF. Did you guys see the TDF sell for $4 million plus?
Ridiculous numbers.
Insane. You got non-YSAC 918 sold for $3 million almost.
What?
Yeah.
Was it a special color?
No.
It wasn't a PTS? Are you serious?
No. Forget PTS, dude. There's no way. PTS. Have you seen the Riviera Blue at Woodland Hills? 918?
No. What is it selling for?
It's $6.5 million.
Well, that was the biggest one that sold. No, the one last auction sold for 6 something.
The orange one.
The orange one.
The orange
sold
one.
for six.
The orange
six
one.
What? 6
The orange
5?
one.
Was it 6?
I think it was in the 6s. If I'm
The
not
orange
mistaken.
one. A Riviera CGT. Can you look up how much that? I think the CGT sold for $6 million as well.
What do you want me to look up specifically? Which one?
Riviera Blue CGT.
Which auction was this?
This last one was it Miko?
Let me see here. I'll tell you right now. Give me a second.
Yeah. So for some of these guys, it's money's not an object.
6.7 million at Broad Arrow.
Broad Arrow. Yeah.
6.7.
For the Carrera GT?
Yeah, for the Gulf Blue.
Oh, it was Gulf Blue.
Gulf Blue. Oh, my bad. My bad. Yeah, I didn't even
No, I
realize
thought
that
it was
there was a
Riviera.
difference. Yeah, I didn't know there was a difference.
Jeez, how rare is that?
That is insane.
That's so with the CGTs, it's a few things, right? You got the recalls that are done.
Mm-hmm.
That was a lot of people shied away from it. They had some issues, and you guys know it was Porsche paid $130,000 to dealerships to do suspension tires. They developed new tires for it and all that stuff.
Right.
And then now Porsche has a program where you can get it's VIN specific. Like it can't be a car that was in an accident. You got to make sure you run it by Porsche, and if they okay it, you can have a car that has 30, 40,000 miles on it. Okay, you send it back to Porsche, depending on how much you're willing to spend. They'll redo the whole car. You can do CXX options. And you can also redo the engine and set the miles to 0. So imagine, all of a sudden, all these people are interested in picking up these like donor cars, and because they know once they're done with it, it's going to be worth $4 or $5 million. That part shocked me. I couldn't believe it. Someone told me about it, and I'm like, dude, there's no way everyone would be doing it. There's no way they're going to reset your miles to 0. They redo the engine, and if you spend enough, they will.
But they won't let everyone do it.
Yeah, so, it's a long process. At this point, I'm sure there's a long waiting list, and then you got to make sure that the VIN qualifies, there was a car it was a 2-engine car that was working off market. There was Bernie Ecclestone's old car. The chassis had like 30-something thousand miles on it, and then he had issues. The engine was misfiring, and Porsche built a brand new engine. This was like the last CGT engine built, and we thought if we can get the car, you get both engines, and they have an invoice for $80,000 from Porsche. Porsche dealership quoted them $80,000. They can redo the old engine. So we're thinking, okay, what if we get the car? It has to be the original engine. We put the original engine back in it, and do this whole thing. And then now you have a brand new. I think it was like 3,200 miles on the new engine. That thing's probably worth like a couple hundred. Like, how do you even So
mass produced.
So
like imagine slapping that thing into a Miata.
Yeah. So, but they rejected the VIN. So it's like, but okay. that drove up the prices as well. And then because we all know like no one liked driving those cars, and
right.
Some people got it at invoice.
Right.
People paid 400-something thousand for it.
Well, let me ask you this: Do you think what's happening across the board, like with markups and everything being so specialized, do you think it's healthy for the industry?
I don't know if healthy is the right word. I think this is the new norm, and I think it's just gonna get worse, because it's not like we're talking about COVID times. Everything was up, right? Right now, you talk to a lot of financial advisors and people who are like deep in the financial world, and a lot of people are not spending. A lot of people are spending less, right? Everyone's being more cautious, and so you're breaking records now. It's only going to get worse, right?
That's
and
true.
so, and I feel like it's finally gotten to the point where people realize this is it. It's done. You gotta, like, the new hypercar, Ferrari hypercar is a 6-cylinder, right? You're never ever going to be able to get a naturally aspirated special Ferrari new, right? So all of a sudden, people are defaulting to these other cars, and so we're in a very interesting time in history where. I wish I had a lot of money. Dude. There's like there's so many cars where I sit there and I look at it. I'm like, dude, 1,000,000% I know this car is gonna appreciate.
Like crazy.
Give me your top 3.
I mean, CGT. I think that's a $10 million car. Eventually, we're already pushing. 765 is a very interesting one for me, and then Senna is one where I still feel like that has a lot of room to go.
You're bullish on the Senna, huh?
I mean, look what's happening.
What's happening?
Last time we did this podcast, there was a bunch of cars under $1 million. There was multiple cars in the 800s. Can you find one under 1.3 right now?
No. They've gone up. I don't know if last time we did this, they were in the 8s, though. Is that accurate? Do I have to fact check you a little bit on that one?
Check it.
I'm scared
because I remember.
Yeah, I'm gonna take his word for it on this one.
I remember there was a point where I was sitting there looking at it, and there was like multiple cars under 900,000 actually in the 800s, and I made a deal on a car that was like $1,050,000, and the guy was like, man, he's the type of guy that's willing to overpay for his favorite spec, but he was kind of like, you could tell he was hesitant. He thought he was going to lose money in it. That car's worth 1.3 right now, easily.
Yeah, I think the market has popped. I just don't know. Like you say, it has a lot more room to go. You really think it has that much more room? We're talking about where we're going to see 2 million Sennas.
They made
2.1?
495 of them worldwide. So that is the one case.
The name, right? It's an homage to who Senna was. It's a hypercar. I consider
Senna's
it a
a
hypercar.
Formula One driver for McLaren.
Thanks.
The
limited number thing I can kind of get.
That's a very, very limited number.
The only problem with me, and then again, within reason, right? And they're going to come at me when I say this right now. But like we talk about the car being special. What makes the car special from a driving experience standpoint?
The Senna?
Yeah. From a driving experience standpoint.
The
downforce and track and all that
the
stuff
brakes.
like that
Well, downforce, the brakes. That's the first thing that comes to mind. I mean, there's videos you watch. They put it up against certain cars on the track. It's just braking so much later. And that's how you. I know you've never been on the track, but braking is like the biggest.
We're taking shots right now. I've been on the track, but we're taking shots right now. Okay, all right.
I love messing with this guy, but I mean everything about it. Everything about it.
Speaking of
speed.
Track and everything else
and it's not hybrid.
So so track-oriented performance, non-hybrid, 495.
Senna's non-hybrid, right? It's still early in the morning. I haven't had my coffee today.
You might be correct. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not an obsessive like that with those, but those 3 things are what's driving that car's market up. Limited run, track performance oriented, just one of one type of performance, and then non-hybrid. Those are the 3 reasons that car is going to appreciate.
Again, it's a hypercar, right? So like it's in a whole different. I feel like it's in a different category than your average supercar.
You think it'll overtake the P1? Or is the Holy Trinity aura just going to carry
I think
that thing?
as problematic as the P1 is, I think it's a timeless design, and what it is, it's part of the Holy Trinity. I don't know if, that's a tough one. I love the P1. Honestly, once these battery issues are figured out, I think we talked about this. Lanzante's working on this battery replacement program. I feel like that's another one that's gonna
pop.
Yeah,
that I can get on board with. If they fix the battery, it's gonna pop because they're gonna make them usable again.
Yeah,
they're not usable right now.
Yeah,
if that happens, then I can definitely agree with you that they're going to pop. If that happens, then the Senna market should get pulled up with it.
Yeah.
And the 765 will
if
get
McLaren
pulled up
starts
with it.
showing signs of revival.
Yeah.
That's the problem. McLaren is just one of those brands where it's like, yes, can it go up? There's potential, but it's McLaren at the end of the day.
They don't have the collector base that
Yeah.
someone like Ferrari has. So
Yeah.
they pump out special cars pretty much just as much as Ferrari does.
Yeah.
You got the Speedtail, the Sabre, the this, the that, but then they don't have the same base to go off of.
Yeah, I don't know what it's going to take for them. It's for this whole the stereotype or the stigma or whatever for them to kind of just rid themselves of.
They have to take care of their customers.
Yeah, that too. They do.
The reliability, I think, is going up, but they still have to now fix their brand reputation as being a brand that takes care of the people that buy their cars.
That's one thing Porsche does well. They do take care of their customers to a certain degree.
Yeah.
The new franchise stores and like new cars, sure, but like for example, that 10-year replacement on the GT3s, that's something that no other brand would have done. Lambo, they have Aventadors have transmission problem that they know about. And instead of helping, they're raising prices on transmission costs.
Yeah.
There's different, you know what I mean? Like
I wish more people knew about that.
because nobody knows.
We're the only ones in the trenches. We're the only ones that are talking about it.
No one's in the trenches enough.
Have you seen all these crackdowns on the Montana LLC stuff here in California?
That is becoming.
Yeah, I feel like we can finally talk. I don't know. For a while, a lot of people didn't want to talk about it because it was just like, I don't know.
Well, they don't want to you know, they want to save the money on the cars.
It's
right?
so out there now. It's
I think there's a podcast
not
that had a
people
really
are
big clip about it.
People are advertising this thing like you have. It's not even attorneys advertising the Montana stuff anymore. You have like these little DMV offices in Montana. You're seeing videos pop up. You know, we'll take care of everything for you. You know, yeah, sure. I mean, what you're doing is legal in Montana, but then what are the ramifications of where you're at? So, look, I hate taxes. I hate taxes, especially in California.
Yeah, we have the worst vehicle tax in all of the country.
Just worst taxes in general, and I think it's borderline theft. You know,
I think it is.
But you have to weigh the risks, right? So, like, what comes with that? There's just, and I think we've hit to the point where like they're cracking down so hard, and it's just too easy for them, right? So you have to weigh the risks for us average people. You know, if you're gonna save $30,000 in taxes on a $400,000 car or whatever, but then, you know, because what people don't understand, if you get caught, it's not just you're not just paying what you owe. There are penalties. There's interest on that you have to pay back on this money, right? So there are, and then there are certain states like California, Ohio, Colorado. They're going even harder. Like there's a phone call that happens once a month with all the DMVs from all the states, right? And so like they talk about this stuff. And then their revenue department has like a special task force. Like here, we know like where this building is. People have, because like people have come in from that department, asked us questions. So
Tennessee, they arrested Whistle and Diesel.
Yeah. Yeah. So you'll see
so
people
wild.
you'll see people being made examples of, right?
Yeah.
That's like,
And he's talking about it on social media, and his lawyer's probably back there just punching the air every time he sees a new Whistle and Diesel post.
yeah. Yeah. It's like
He's got push notifications on. Whistle and Diesel just posted. He's like,
it's and that's what's
Cody, stop posting.
Yeah, stop talking about this shit.
Yeah, I can imagine. And that's what social media has made it even more, you know, out there. But they have these LPR or something like, it's like these cameras that all the cop cars have it now. They have them in certain places. Big Brother's real. They're constantly scanning license plates, right?
Tracking that you're in the state.
So imagine, you know, you're constantly driving around and these cameras are picking up Montana plates, and they're realizing that you're not visiting here. You live here, right? And then you get pulled over, and then you have a California driver license. And, you know, so
That's
people think it's so the whole LLC thing started because if you don't live in that state, you can't get a title for the car, right? Under your personal name. So they started doing, you know, the LLC thing. But, you know.
What makes it illegal in California to do that? It's legal in Montana to
Right.
register a car under an LLC, all that stuff. They make it very favorable, very easy to get your car registered for very cheap in
Yeah.
comparison, not pay the taxes. But now, why is it illegal to operate that car in California when, hey, I don't own it, my LLC owns it, yada, yada, yada?
Yeah,
Like,
but-
what is the California thing? Do you know?
So, like, other than the fact that you're evading taxes and California is losing a lot of money, it's not just a sales tax, by the way, right? It's sales and use tax, right? So if your car is being used, no matter where you bought it, where it's titled, you're using your car in California, right? So you have to pay tax where you're using the car, especially now. It's like more than 30 days or whatever. They know. For Amazon, for example, if they have these delivery
There
vans,
it is, more than 30 days.
yeah,
That's the California code that they stand behind, yeah?
yeah,
Car's been here more than 30 days.
car's been here more than 30
If
days.
you live here,
If you
that's the big caveat. Is most of these people do it? They get pulled over. They have a California driver's license. There's nothing you can say. You hand a California driver's license, you're fried from the moment they see it. But if you had a Florida driver's license and you hand it and you go, I don't live here. I am visiting right now. California driver's license, you're cooked.
That's what it is. It's like,
That's
okay,
it.
if you, it's a big
Just be
thing with the
smarter.
RVs as well, right? But it's an RV. Like, you can say I'm traveling state to state. But
Right.
if you have a driver license, you're living here, right? And if they really start digging in, I mean, you hear all kinds of nightmare stories. People being investigated. Like, someone had all his stuff under the wife's name. Every other year, she's being hit by the franchise tax board. They're being audited, right?
Yeah.
So it's like eventually got to the point where they had to sue the FTB to get them to, chill out. But you got like they have a way of, if they really start investigating you, they have a way of knowing that your cell phone has never pinged in the state of Montana,
Yeah. If they want to fuck with you,
right?
these people will
Like,
fuck with you.
That's and then so again, sure, if you have a collection big enough where it's worth the risk, you have a $50 million collection, you have the right attorneys, and you have
you maybe you store them in a different state.
yeah, you have things that are set
ship
up
it
a certain
in,
way. Maybe
ship it back.
you owe some real estate in Montana, because some of these people, you open an LLC in Montana, they don't even have a bank account for the LLC,
Yeah.
right? It's like, it's too easy.
Yeah.
It's too easy. So
You pay someone $150 to receive your mail every
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
yeah, it got to the point where I was doing a deal with a Ferrari dealership in NorCal, and the whole Montana thing came up, and the guy, the buyer, the client, and actually a CPA. I don't think he was going to do it, but we started exploring the option, and the dealership asked for so much paperwork, and then on top of that, they said the wire has to come from a Montana bank account, like that. If you don't want it, we don't want to sell you the car.
Yeah.
No problem.
Has to come
because
from-
they've cracked down on dealerships so much, and the dealerships played their part in this. Like, it got to the point where they were
Yeah.
just on a platter. Like,
Here's a California driver's license. Okay, this is what's going to happen. Here you go.
yeah,
They
not
need
all
to cover their
dealerships,
ass
but
at
a lot of
least.
dealerships were. That's when it got really bad, because some dealerships were just overdoing it, right? And then you had the whole thing with the shipping, right? The cars never made it to Montana, and yeah, this is stuff like I didn't like talking about for the longest time, because but now it's just so out there. So like, if they see you, if there's a patrol car and picks up your thing, or it's Montana, and then you get pulled over, and they know, they know what's going on.
Yeah,
Like,
the 1099
that's-
Foundation is not that
It's-
license plate isn't going to help anymore.
it's crazy. I don't know. They said there's like how many 60 or 70 Bugattis registered in the state of Montana or something.
quite literally. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
So like, they know. So again, if you think it's worth the risk, like you wanna fight the state, like you want to be sued by the state, if you think it's worth it, sure. But to me, the risk is like, it's, and then the other component too is like, when you're thinking about doing a Montana thing, you're like, all right, I got to figure out this, and then insurance. That's a whole another thing, right? So you got an LLC. You need for a lot of insurance companies, you need a corporate policy, right? Because the car is registered under an LLC, right? So not only that, where's your car domiciled, right? So if you're getting a policy, they're gonna ask your garaging address. Okay, so you got two options. You tell them that you give them the Montana address, and then God forbid you get in a car accident, and like you call your insurance. Why were you in California? You know, they're gonna ask that question.
So just from someone that I know that this happened to, car was registered in Montana under the business, garaged in California. The typical. You get in an accident. Well, that car was insured under their personal policy.
Yeah.
But it was stated as the ownership of the car was put as the business in Montana, registration under Montana, but garaged, because at the end of the day, usually the insurance company, all they care about is what you put for garaged.
Yes.
So even though the car is registered and owned in Montana, the car was garaged in California. Now I'm paying California insurance rates on this Montana car. Not me, but my friend.
Yeah.
Then they got rear-ended
Yeah.
in California. And there was no problems.
Yeah.
Insurance took care of it. It's all good. Move on to the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they were all good. I'm not saying it always goes
Yeah.
that way.
Okay.
But, and depending on the car, this wasn't an SVJ or a Bugatti.
It ain't as easy to be an opera anymore, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, you gotta know how to structure your shit if you want to do this.
I don't think the opera started this Montana.
But you definitely can't say you're garaging it in Montana and go, well, I'm gonna get this cheap insurance, because we've met people that do that too.
You can.
But because they have to rate it. Like if you say I'm garaging in Montana, they're gonna rate it based on you, and I'm pretty sure the rates are a lot lower over there.
No,
right?
it'll cost fucking $40 a month for a 3RS.
But here's the thing. If you put it in writing that you're garaging your car in California. So if they're like looking in you're telling on yourself. You literally admitted that you're garaging your car in California, right? So it's like too easy.
You got to be about it. If you're going to do this shit, you got to be about it.
It's got to be too easy. Yeah,
I have an out-of-state driver's license. You got to be able to garage the car somewhere else in another state, and you got to register it there, and then you got to just be about it.
It's way more of a risk than it used to be.
Yeah, so it's again, it's what it is it worth the risk? That's what it basically comes down to, and and then the other component to this is like, okay, you're buying for example, $500,000 car. Yes, $48,000 is a lot of taxes. That's a lot of money, right? And no one likes paying taxes, but it's if you can afford a $500,000 car. Pay the tax, unless you're again like I don't want to fight the state, like, because obviously IRS is not going to get involved. This is a federal thing, right? You're dodging state taxes, but you really want to go to court against the state. That's what it boils down to. So just pay the tax.
You'll spend a lot more. Keep going.
Go ahead. No, I was going back to the same thing with like the size of your and then I know someone who's got probably $100 million worth of cars who pays the tax. He's like,
peace of mind.
And he's, especially when you're constantly going through these, like they're selling, buying newer stuff. They're constantly just, it's not worth the trouble for him. So
what's hard is in California, where we really get screwed, is there's no trade-in tax credit.
Yes.
That's what most states have, a trade-in tax credit. So, hey, if I buy this car and I pay the tax, and 6-8 months later I want to trade it in for a different car, I'm always swapping cars. Well, whatever I paid tax on, or I guess it's now what I'm trading the car in for, but I'm trading $270,000 worth of value. That's $27,000 of taxes that I don't have to pay.
It's
because I already paid taxes on that 6 months ago. And now I'm trading it in for this value, and I get that tax credit. So I only have to pay taxes on the $60,000 more that this new car costs. And it's like, okay, that's reasonable. Then I pay my taxes at the beginning. Now every time I want to switch, I don't have to repay the entire balance of the car off.
It's a scam.
Because people here,
you're telling me
you're buying
California taxes are a
supercars
scam?
often.
It's a scam
News to me.
Yeah.
And now you got a car. A car that's changed. I wonder what the math is. How many times a car has to be sold in California before they've collected more taxes than the original MSRP of the car?
Yeah.
Because
I'm sure Gavin Newsom has that answer.
Yeah,
on the top of
you
his
just
fucking
keep
head.
they just keep rinsing and repeating and repeating taxes on
It's
on the same
very,
object.
very infuriating. Like it makes me mad, but it's
So that's why people avoid it, because and it is what it is. We live here.
Yeah.
We live in the most beautiful state in the country, and we pay that sunshine tax
No,
across the
100%.
board in your home, in your income, on your cars. You pay the sunshine tax, but
That's why all
it's
these
crazy.
leasing companies are blowing up here in Southern California. because they offer that flex, being able to pay a little bit on the front end.
Right.
You'll pay a little bit monthly on the back end on the taxes, so it makes it a little bit better. But all these leasing companies are headquartered here down south, and they do all business here
Yeah.
because of that fact.
Yeah.
Why are you smiling like that?
No, it's just, every day there's a new one when you say all these companies. I'm like, yeah.
Every day is a new leasing company, and they'll do subprime lenders, whatever it is. But it ultimately comes down to the fact that
They make their money too.
they do. They be making breach.
Are you talking about the
You get taxed
banks,
on the
like the third
fees.
party banks? Oh, okay.
I'm talking about like the supercar leases. They become such a big thing.
Oh yeah,
especially
okay.
here in
I
Southern
thought you were talking
California.
about the brokerages. Okay.
No.
Oh no,
balloon notes.
brokerages. No. There's
Oh, like-
every single day there's a new brokerage.
Yeah.
Every single day. Why do you think that is? There's so many new brokers.
And
in the
everyone's number one.
Everybody
If you-
has
if
to be
you look
number
at
one,
IG,
most leading sale. Everybody.
Number one in California. That's the
Yep.
first thing.
Started in 2026. Number one leading broker in 2026.
Supercar Connection is the number one broker in the country.
Yeah, quite literally.
In the world.
Knows, yeah.
Fact check
In
that
the world.
shit. Fact check
In the
that
world.
shit.
We had 37 clients in Dubai last week.
Yeah.
Anything with the name Connection in it is probably a really good brokerage. Just saying.
Especially Car Connection. It's got Car Connection.
Yeah.
You're in good
Anything with
shape.
car connection. You double down.
Yeah, and then if it's run by a bald guy named Joe and it's got Car Connection in the name, it's the best. Prime.
I
Man.
didn't even realize that. That's a whole nother next degree to that. It's fucking perfect. When we first did the podcast,
No
get a
lies
3 hour-
told. No
get a
lies
3
told.
Get a 3 RS and take it to the next level.
oh, it's over.
No lies told.
What is some of the crazier things that you've seen from new brokerages? Have you ever dealt with like rival brokerages trying to work on cars, steal people relationships from you, stuff like that? Because I would say you guys are definitely at the head of the game, top of the game. No meat riding here.
I mean, one of the craziest things, it just happened a couple of weeks ago. That last 3 RS that popped up at the port, a very, very good friend and client who I've done business with for years. I sent it to him. Another broker he doesn't even have the guy's name saved in the phone. It just says broker, right? So he had sent him the car. Long story short, we started having a conversation about it. And then this guy, the dealership says, oh, that client is going through Joe. So he proceeds to call the client, yell at him, threaten him. He's like, he went all gangster on me. As professional as you can possibly imagine.
Right.
Unprofessional as you can possibly imagine. And so, because these guys are, I remember when I was just getting started, right? You're kind of like desperate to get every deal, and there's like levels to desperation. And some people will take that, like you will grind and do everything to get the deal. And then some people will just say or do anything to try to get that deal. So, but for me, I don't look at them as competition. I don't mean to sound like a dick, but it's when you have the relationships over the years and you've built, right, these like distribution channels, all these connections, all these friendships, right? A lot of these top people who would not take my phone call back in the day because I was no one, right? We've become good friends and we do a lot of deals, and that takes a lot of like a lot of repetition. You got to build rapport. You got to do business the right way over the years, and so some of the stuff I just laugh. Like some of the social media stuff. Some of these people that just get on social media and just say anything, just to be funny and try to get some kind of attention and some kind of traction. But it's you just once in a while you'll get someone that's making a little bit of noise and you'll be like, you're looking over your shoulder and that's good competition, right? So like it makes you want to, like you said, sometimes you slow down when you're at the top. And I'm not saying I'm number one or anything, but when you're
I'll say
that,
they're number one. I'll say it.
So you kind of like sometimes you get that wake up call, right? And so that's healthy competition. But it's gotten out of control in certain aspects because you got people who are in it for the quick buck, and then they see like Joe is doing cars and driving an 812, so they think like they're gonna just get into this business and drive a Ferrari right away. So people take shortcuts. People take a lot of fraud has been happening, which is bad for all of us.
Yeah, they make us all look bad.
So it makes you want to
What does fraud in the broker world look like? Seems like you're the middleman of a deal. So what are you doing?
So yeah, everything essentially is. It looks like you're doing a fraud, right? Same way where like a dealer contact, for example, the specific person at a dealership is doing a lot of broker deals, right? So they're doing everything the right way. But naturally, if fraud is coming through this specific person at the dealership, they're going to get that call and be like, hey, you've had multiple fraud deals, right? So one example is like the identity theft issue where it's, the person doesn't exist. The person doesn't exist.
On the
right?
other side of the broker.
So, and then they use that buff, like the customer doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They use that buffer, like, because cars get delivered all the time and things like that. So we've gone to the point where we have to do notary service for all offsite signings. Someone has to hold a driver license and take a selfie, or these like verification apps that it
Scan your face and shit.
scan your face. So it's made things harder for everyone in the business. But I think I'm seeing a shift where dealers are being selective on who they work with. Like it recently happened with the Porsche dealership. Well, not recently. This is from like a couple of years ago. This person just at the dealership did a few broker deals. It was her. She was just kind of getting her feet wet, and then she just started marketing herself to every which broker, and then a lot of those type of deals came with it, right? So, and then we got a call like, hey, we're putting all broker deals on hold, and I was like, I told you, like, you got to be careful of, and then it's not always the broker's fault either, right? Again, if someone's trying to do fraud, the more layers, like the more buffer that you have, so they don't ever have to step a foot into the dealership. So, we had these crazy Volvo deals, man. It was so cool. We were making good money and we were helping people because a lot of people that come over, they just migrated over. They don't have credit history. Volvo was approving everyone. You literally had no credit history, right? And so through one of the dealerships, a broker exported like 40 cars or something through these like non-existent, So what happened is like that's done, right? Volvo from all the way to the top.
They're done with it.
So they
operate it out. It just happens.
They buy cars
It
fraudulently
Yeah.
as a broker.
Yeah.
Put the cars on a truck and ship them to another country.
So I don't even know. I don't understand how you're able
and
to
then those people default on the loans because
The
they're
cars
not even
under
real to begin
Leases. They get a lease, no credit history, no nothing. They approve the lease, put the car on a truck, sell it, ship it over there, sell the car over there. The person never even existed. So who do they go after? Broker? Not my thing. You signed a contract with my client,
with. Right.
and that client doesn't even exist, or they're back in that country. Go after them. Were you going to go to Armenia and chase them? No, not do that.
Why does it have to be Armenia?
I don't know. I'm just saying. Am I wrong?
No, it's
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Cuba, for God's sakes.
Cuba. We're going to Cuba. No, it's so I'm thinking like, when in the trucking business, when you just get your MC or whatever, like you have to have some type of, you have to have to work with certain companies, you have to have 2 years worth of history, right? So
Right.
I don't know, maybe it gets to the point where it's like, hey, that especially some of these bigger brands, like, because there's like, if you lose Porsche Financial, Porsche, Bentley, obviously Lamborghini, they're the same bank. They took, I don't know how many million in losses, right? So it's like, hey, maybe you have to get to a certain point before you're able to qualify to do these type of deals, right?
Yeah. Mercedes Financial won't even do businesses anymore.
Yeah. So Mercedes for a while, it was really complicated. You had so many stipulations to
Show
be
a
able
ton
to do.
of years of bank statements, everything
Yeah.
else, just to even get considered.
Yeah. So now the good thing is they started tracking not only brokerages but individual brokers. So there was a small window where we had an issue, like Level Cars had an issue with Toyota Financial because of a specific deal. And I didn't know at the time, but they started tracking each individual broker because what would happen is like guys would just bounce around, and if they're doing these type of shady deals, you know, they would this broker got blacklisted, right? If we got blacklisted by Toyota Financial, we can't do any more Toyota deals. They'll go do it at the next brokerage. So they started tracking each individual broker now. Like each deal has notes in it, and so the crazy part is, as soon as this person left, we were all good. Randomly, our problem went away, and then now it's like, yeah, if you again, dealerships get fraud deals directly, right? If you're doing right, we're doing hundreds of deals every month, and then once in a while something's wrong. It's part of, you know, that's the cost of doing business. They're not going to look at us like. But if you're doing, right, you know, if you're doing 50 deals, all of a sudden 7-8 deals are, you know, then it's a problem. So you know, you get for the consumer, I guess maybe it's good that there are more brokers out there. Dealers hate it because a lot of these guys come in and they don't know what they're doing, right? That's the other part of it where you got to look at, like, you call a dealership, you're negotiating a deal, there's certain protocols you have to follow, right? These guys are, some of these like dealer guys, managers, they're sitting there and they're just getting all these random phone calls and text messages, and then sometimes you're quoting, you know, you got a broker who calls all month, yeah, and they don't sell anything, right? So you quoted this guy 40 different scenarios and he never sold anything. It's very time consuming. Mm-hmm. So you know, if you kind of zoom out and look at it, honestly I don't know. I feel like we're kind of going through this phase where eventually a lot of them are, you know, going to fall off.
Yeah, they'll wither away.
But
time will always tell all.
Yeah,
and the car connections will always remain.
Yes, sir.
That's it. It's quite literally that simple.
That's what it's about. Yeah. It going back 10 years when we started the company, it was, you know, you had some like big players, like 6 or 7 big brokerages where everyone knew. But now it's like it's crazy. It's crazy. And then they'll go on camera, say something crazy like, "Do not ever go to the dealership." Like, you know, and that's not how it would, like, you are no one without the dealership. You're literally like, you know, we're doing 99% of our deals are through franchise dealerships, right? It's a partnership. Like, you can't just go and badmouth the dealership. And then, you know, recently a Mercedes dealer posted a video saying, "Hey, okay," so people were mad, right?
Whoa.
That was bad.
I didn't see it. Say it.
Bad.
He posted a video basically saying, just not saying it, but saying, just, you don't need to go anywhere else. Just come to us direct, and, you know, this type of thing. Just kind of, sure.
He's tiptoeing it. I'll say the raw if you want me to. Can I say the raw?
Yeah.
I'll say the dealership name and everything.
Well, I don't. Maybe we don't.
I'll get
it's
raw.
on the internet.
I'll
They
get raw
post
with
it. So
yeah,
it was a Southern California dealer outside of Los Angeles posted a video basically saying, very direct, being like, your clients do not need broker relationships. Come to us directly so you don't have to deal with brokers. It's exactly what he said without saying it. Direct. Post on their official Instagram, everything. And oh man, it blew up. It was bad.
So what is the benefit of using a broker? Why should someone come to you? Can you get a better deal for them? Is it just easier? Like, what is...
The funny thing is, this dealership is not, you know, I would never... So once in a while, a dealership will have a specific car. You have no choice. You have to go with them. But in my 18 years of being in this business, I've probably done 1 or 2 deals with this specific dealership because their deals just are not that good.
Yeah.
So naturally, they don't want a broker to get involved, because as soon as we call there and we get a quote, we're going to know this is not where I'm taking my client. Like, I have another dealership that's, you know, on the other direction, that's going to give them an extra $10,000 discount, right, depending on the car. So, of course, they're going to be mad at brokers. The reason why I brought that up, I was saying, like, you know, you can't go and just, you know, like yesterday, people are constantly sending me these videos, and the way he's talking about the dealership, it like, and then you're surprised if a dealership comes out and says, "Don't go to a broker." But my point is, this specific dealership, their deals just aren't good. Right. And they're kind of in a weird area where maybe they don't have to give away cars.
They don't.
Right. Our whole thing is to find giveaway deals. And so going back to your question is, not only are we shopping, now you get to a point where you're getting so many pre-negotiated deals, right? Dealers, it's not just retail. Like there's so many layers to it. They have their retail department, they have their service, they have their parts, they have a wholesale department, right? They need to
liquidate a car.
They need to liquidate, depending on the month, depending on the dealership, maybe 40 cars, right? Because it's like they need to hit 400 units, and retail, no matter what they do with marketing and everything else, their ceiling is 350 units. So now you got to bring in 50 units from somewhere, right? So you got rent-a-car companies, you got brokers. They're willing to give away 50 cars, knowing that in the big picture, more allocations, more bonuses, and things like that, right?
How do you match those specific cars that they need to get rid of with customers?
That's where, so we have spreadsheets. We have a group where everything is being shared, good or bad. There's so much data. When I was just getting started, just by myself, a customer would call me for a car. I had to do so much legwork. Even where a customer called you, they're like, okay, I want a luxury sedan, around $600 a month. I prefer the Audi A6, right? So I had to call. If you're doing your job right, there's no way you're calling one or two dealerships. You have to call a lot of dealerships to see who has the best Audi A6 deal. But then it gets to the point where you find out, like, hey, this month Audi deals are not going to work out, right? We're going to have to guide this guy towards the BMW 5 Series, for example. And so when you have all that information, now my team, I always encourage share the good and the bad, because we filter out right away. So like when I see Audi deals are crap this month and the customer calls me right away, I say, hey, can I show you some other options, right? It's all about the information. And so you go from, this one-man operation where it's like you got to call around, to the point where you're moving a lot of units and they're coming to you, right? These dealerships are, some people will call themselves broker-friendly or whatever, or volume dealerships, right? They'll come to you. Not only they'll say, hey, we need to move this many units, they'll put specials together, lease specials, pre-negotiated, bottom line. Like some of these guys are on like these mini deals. He's on contract to move 40 units a month, right? He doesn't, so like you're not going to get the whole BS. You got to work your way down. So right away we got to the bottom line. This is like a $300 deal for him. So, depending on the brand, and so it's buying power, right? Like it's the people, right? Who you talk to at a specific dealership. It's the actual dealership. Right, me and the average consumer can call a dealership, and depending who we talk to, we're gonna get a completely different deal.
Right.
Some dealerships will keep that the internet or the fleet department completely separate from retail. They don't even want the retail guys to see the numbers that they're doing, because they have to make gross. Right? They can't like loser deals are real. Like they're out there, but they can't lose money in every single deal.
Right. There has to be a balance.
They pick their losers.
Yeah. And you'll have...
We got a yellow CLA. That's a loser.
Yeah. Yeah, aged unit. Or like,
45,
hey,
45.
we're this many way. Yeah.
Someone's driving it because they got a loser deal on it.
You'll be surprised. It can be a matte black G63, but it's like this specific dealership, we need to move these two G63s, because if we do it by the 31st, we're going to get allocation for two more, and we want to build some 26s now, right? So there's so many different components to it. And then us as experts also, like what's the advantage? When you can negotiate a price at a dealership, even on a lease. A lot of people don't know about money factor, right? So like you can think you're getting a good selling price, but then the rate is like there's just a bunch of stuff on the back end, right? Like we pay for software. We pay a lot of money for software to see all these rates direct from the banks. So the guidance that you get, right? It's like, if you're going to the right broker, where some of these guys, that's the other thing too, some of these guys will try to charge outrageous fees, like collect your down payment. Like there's so much shit that happens that makes people hesitant to work with a broker. So if what the money that you're making is proportional to your specific deal, the customer gets an amazing deal. It makes it easy for the dealership, right, to do the transaction. The other thing, surveys are huge with dealerships, right? Sometimes, I don't know if you guys bought a car, get a call, say, please, I need all 10s and yes. If you get 1 9, it's a fail, right? So what you're getting with the broker deals, you're getting happy customers. They didn't have to go sit at the dealership for 10 hours. They didn't, right? Everything was done for them and delivered to their house, workplace, or whatnot. So You get to have all 10s and yeses with the surveys. That's very helpful also. So there are a lot of advantages if you work with the right broker. But we gotta make sure the good ones are always on top.
Let me ask you this. If I'm starting a brokerage today,
Yeah.
is it more power and more, should I focus more of my time on my clientele base and having clients, or do I establish dealer relations and all that first? Where is there more power in?
You can't have one without the other. I guess you have to. That's the thing with starting a business. You got to do the marketing. You got to do, you got to get clients. But then if you get clients, what I was going through when I was just getting started, I was getting, I'm blessed with a lot of friends and family, big circle. I was getting a lot of referrals, but then I was not making every deal because, it wasn't the best deal, right? So like the relationships are very important, right? There's a guy, it took me 2 years to get this guy to call me back to eventually start doing deals. So some dealers, going back to what I was saying, are very selective who they'll do business, right? They're so busy, they don't need these they don't need to do 30 phone calls to maybe sell one car. Like if we're calling, so you'll see like if I bring on someone new and I'll say, hey, call this person for Mercedes, and then they'll tell me they didn't answer, I'll say, text them, you're from Level. As soon as they text them, we get the call back because they know we're serious. We move units. So the dealerships are, that's your lifeline. Like you can't, so and then some of it is just like, you can't rush it. You have to do enough deals. Like this thing with the 2-year thing, eventually it got to the point where, he gave us a shot. And luckily that shot he gave us was a very famous person. He came down from like 6 hours away and did the deal in person. And then we had breakfast before he went back. And then from there we were friends, right? All of a sudden. So yeah, all of that takes time. And then with the customer relationships, I mean, you guys are amazing guys. You're going to see the way things snowball. When you take care of people, once they get that experience, they tell everyone about you. So no matter how many Instagram videos you make or what you do, those type of referrals that you get where, those are like, it's so the relationships on both ends of it are important. And then you get to you go through stuff, right? You're building a business, you go through stuff. You strengthen those relationships when things go wrong. If you made a mistake, someone else made a mistake, those are your opportunities to actually show your true colors and show them that you're going to make things right? Things happen, things go bad. And then once someone sees that, like, okay, this person is a solid person to do business with, then it's like, okay, no matter how many new brokers call him, he knows you for who you are. So it takes time, man, just like in anything.
Thank you for answering that question.
That was a very long answer to the question.
It took us an hour and a half to really get into the meat of things here.
Yeah.
I love every time you come on our show. Just know that. It's always a special treat.
Does it feel like it's been an hour and a half?
Has it? There's no way.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah, it's been an hour and a half. Just like that.
Holy shit.
It's kind of crazy.
That was fun. When we sat down initially, I was like, okay, hour and a half. It's a little long, but
It's not
that was
long.
a blink of an eye.
Quarterback sneak, baby.
we
I guess it's true.
I have no doubts we could go another hour and a half, no problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are we giving him guest
We didn't even
questions?
talk about Porsches.
Does that mean you guys are gonna have me back or?
Oh yeah, for sure.
We'll see how it performs.
Like the
Let's
3RS,
put
you did a
post.
3RS rally.
Yeah.
Or a 3RS drive.
Yeah.
How many
Porsche
3RSs
drive.
did you have on that drive? Was it a Porsche drive or
Oh,
a 3RS
sorry.
drive?
No. Yeah, he did.
You had a
3RS.
992
Yeah,
3RS
drive, yeah.
drive.
Yeah, it was like 20-something cars.
Yeah.
A bunch of people overslept.
Porsche
because-
was involved in that too, no?
Well, they actually they comment. With Porsche, it's very tricky. If there's any company names or anything, they won't repost, but they commented, but yeah, it was like 6 a.m. But there's another video we posted. It's still dark, so a bunch of people didn't make it out. So it was 20-something. And I have a group now where all the 992 3RSs I've sold, everyone's in there, plus some friends who've gotten their cars elsewhere. But it's at 50 now. So the next one that we do, it's
gonna break the internet.
Yeah.
50 992 3RSs
Yeah.
in various PTS colors.
lot of shit talking. All these assholes that have never been on the track. And it's so funny. That day we literally started at Level and we went to Willow Springs, and you're seeing all the comments. I guarantee you these guys have never seen a racetrack. I'm like, dude, we went to. And then there was one part where we did a parade lap, and then some guy was like, some hater from video to video. He's like, yeah, these guys went to the track just to do a parade lap. I'm like, dude, we drove pretty hard.
You know who overslept?
Who?
The non-Wysack guys. And it was on purpose. I can't show up to this drive. I don't have a carbon hood.
Non-PTS. Yeah, this whole PTS thing went. Dude, I have guys who had a car. They're just like, no, sell it, give me a PTS. Or they have multiple. They have a PTS that's chilling, and then they have one car that they actually drive.
Can you find me a 3RS?
Yes, whenever you're ready.
Okay. I might be ready sooner than you think.
There is actually, if you want a driver's car, there's a PTS under 400 right now.
PTS.
Sepia Brown or what?
No.
Because I'll drive a shitbox.
It has 14,000 miles on it, though.
Okay. Wysack?
Yes.
What color is it? You can't say it. Okay, we'll talk about it after.
Yeah.
We'll talk.
Someone's going to beat you to it.
We'll talk about it after. Does he get guest questions or no?
I don't know. It's up to you.
Let's do it because I want to hear. I think his answer probably changed, and then I want to hear the last question for sure.
What's the most overrated car today? Big sigh.
Yeah, because he was younger. We had him on.
Yeah,
it was a long time ago.
I swear.
You've matured a lot.
The other day, I was thinking about a car. I'm like, man.
You had a Kermit GT3 and a yellow Artura back.
This car is
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Damn. And now look at you, PTS 3RS, baby. Made it to the top.
Peasant PTS. The most overrated car. Supercar?
You know, whatever you think, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't have to be supercar.
Whatever comes
whatever
to
you
mind.
think, yeah. Because you dabble in everything.
I want to go back to the Black Series.
That's the most overrated car?
The AMG GT Black Series?
I'm with you on that one, to be honest.
And just to clarify, I'm not a AMG hater. I'm a big Mercedes guy. I've had many Mercedes over the years. I'm just a car guy. I love BMW. I love Mercedes. I love Porsche. But yeah, the hype on that car was when it was like they specifically developed special tires for it and all this stuff. And by the way, if I ever hit the lotto, I will have one of each Black Series. Like, I love Mercedes. I love AMG.
Can't beat the SLS Black Series.
SLS Black Series.
That car does fuck.
But the AMG GT Black Series is overrated because
It's just boring.
It's
boring.
soulless.
It's a
Somehow
soulless
they managed to make a car like that soulless.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine another German brand making a soulless car like that, but they managed to. The way that car looks, everything, like you said, the build-up hype to it, and then for it to deliver that kind of experience is pretty. It's pretty sad.
You don't see or hear anything about them.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's just no one cares about those cars. Yeah.
So it must not be great.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it's fast. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure it's fast.
Well, I think that shines light to how big community backing is for a lot of this stuff. Like one thing the Porsche has is like they have some of the strongest community. So with that, they can do whatever the fuck they want. Like they're raising price on everything all the time, and everyone's just sitting there, I'll buy it, I'll buy it, I'll buy it. That's a big deal for these things.
I don't know. They're down. They were down last year big time.
They definitely took a hit.
They're kind of scrambling right now, trying to figure out how to make up their
They took a massive hit.
margins and everything.
Massive hit.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
They're trying to focus on higher margin cars. Apparently they're working on like an SUV above the Cayenne, and then a 918 replacement. They're trying to inject some things where they can get some
some easy money.
margins. Yeah.
They did away with that electric hypercar from what we're hearing. They're gonna have some kind of a crazy last NA, like the last hurrah NA hypercar. Hopefully that's true. That would be
if they did a naturally aspirated manual, like hypercar looking limited production car, high revving, naturally aspirated, manual, crazy hypercar looking car, it would be worth insane
you
money.
can't
Like
put a number on it.
a true like Carrera GT successor.
Yeah.
If they did that.
I just don't know if they'll put a manual in it, but I mean that would be
It'd be stupid. And then of course make it limited. It would be ridiculous.
Yeah.
They could slap a $3 million number on it and people would pay.
Yeah.
People pay
If
over.
you're talking about margins, they could do 1,000 of them at $3 million.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah.
No problem.
All day.
They would be selling over. They would go for 4.5 if they're listed at 3.
All day.
So
Nobody's gonna second guess that.
Porsche, hire me to be your kind of, I don't know, brand director, but
Yeah, this is your last chance. I mean, to hire Gavin and to put out a car like this. This is. I
this is
mean,
it.
yeah, they're done. Like, it's crazy to me. Like the 992.2 GT3. Like, is this the last NA Porsche ever made? If that's the case, right?
It's that type of. Oh yeah, because you're right. Fuck,
If-
maybe I should get one then.
I hate the touring, but I'm like, man, I want to get a manual touring now. Like, if that's the last, NA manual Porsche.
Apparently, they're working on a new speedster.
That's happening for sure.
I don't know if that's going to be the new turbo.
That's
GT3
happening for sure.
platform.
They're saying past 2027, it's gonna be turbo for sure. Which is like going back to the ZR1. The ZR1 was it changed a lot of things. Like you've seen the video at Sonoma. It's towing with the 3RS the whole time. They've maxed out what they can get out of this engine, and I don't think that NA 3RSs are going to become $1 million automatically, because the new one's going to be pretty insane. Like, imagine this car with maybe another 150, 200 horsepower.
Right.
And performance-wise, those things are going to be incredible cars. But the ZR1, and by the way, I was talking shit earlier, but I'm very proud. Like, as an American, that car makes me very proud. The X is just like, I think that's a hypercar.
Thank you.
Yes.
We'll kiss after this for that.
Yes.
The thing that blew my mind about not even the X, just the ZR1, when you pinned it against its competitors, but you remember that it's a real-wheel drive 1,000 horsepower car that can take off the line better than an SF90, you have to understand the engineering components that go into that ECU to be able to make that possible.
Yes.
To limit torque in first gear off the line and then increase it and let it ride, that's what's special, that nobody really, really, really understands about the car.
It's turning Joe into an engineer.
Correct.
So, I mean, think about how
Exactly.
special of a car that's. Would you say that's the most underrated car today?
Yes.
The ZR1?
Yeah.
I think that car is going to be the first step in changing Corvette's brand reputation for the new audience that's starting to come, like our generation of people.
And it looks, I mean, when the C8 came out, I hated it. With the Z06, they refined it. Now I saw ZR1 in person, man. That thing looks badass.
It looks good, huh?
Yeah.
We're finally gonna see the shift. Corvette is finally gonna be able to be in the realm and not be laughed at to a certain degree.
And the crazy part is they're on track to make only 100 cars. The X this year, they've only made like 8 cars so far. So that's a crazy number. Even if they make another 200-300 next year, that's the ZR1 too. Apparently,
There's not
like
that many.
1,000.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're gonna make 1,000 if that.
I want one, but if I'm sitting here going, I got to see how many they're going to make, because they're still going for a little over markup, or they're damn near right there. We'll see.
Yeah.
I want one bad low. I will be.
Yeah,
I'll
I mean,
be
as
the
a
number one shit talker against everybody.
Yeah.
Pin me up against anybody.
I'm sure no one's gonna wanna. Yeah, there's this one group that I drive with Sunday mornings, and they got one guy who's in there with like a C8, and everyone always made fun of him. Like, and he's actually getting a ZR1. He's like, I can't wait. He's like, I can't wait.
Right now, Mondi wants to do a $10,000 wager on a track day, right? And he wants to go 812 versus 3RS, and he said, I'll drive your 812, you drive my 3RS, I'll give you a 10-second head start, I'll still beat you.
What?
Yeah, and he wants to bet 10,000 on it. So I told him,
Hold
let's
on,
wait.
he's in the 812
Yes,
and a
I'm-
10-second head start.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm in his 3RS, he's in my 812. I get a 10-second head start, and he's still confident he can beat me. He's pretty, but his ego has gone a little ridiculous on that.
I mean,
one.
he's
tell him,
good.
I'll beat him.
Yeah, maybe
with
lick
a
the 10K.
10-second
He's
head
good.
start in his 3RS. I think I can beat him.
Dude took the delivery of his 3RS before even breaking in. He had 3 different tracks. Broke the record at Chuckwalla. Yeah.
Why
so,
not?
So what I told him, and this is what this is gonna be the new thing, and we'll film this, is let me get a ZR1, you and your 3RS, no time difference on nothing, then we'll do it.
No.
You think he'll beat me still?
All day.
Okay,
All day. That's
5
too
second head
close.
start?
That's too close.
5-second head start.
Maybe 10-second head start.
You really
That's
think
too
that?
close. I mean, the video at Sonoma,
Uh-huh.
it's not that, like, when I say towing with it,
No,
different
understandable.
driver, it would
Yeah.
have been a different result. He's good. He's good.
Monty, if you're seeing this, I'm still down for it.
Yeah.
He spent a lot of money
That's true.
learning how to drive.
It's very true. But if the Porsche is
A lot
such a
of time.
great machine, I should be able to just hop in it and rip it, no? If he's giving me a 10-second start
Compared to
in
the
my
H12,
car,
That
sure.
to me, I would take that bet all day.
you would.
I would take that
Compared to
bet
the
all
H12,
day.
But there's still risk. there's still a little bit of
there's
risk
still
in
a little bit
there.
of
Just
risk.
make sure the chances of you like spinning out or something. That's what you got to make sure you don't go off track.
Yeah, how many practice laps do you get to feel the car?
Dude, if you drive this car, when you drive this car, let's make it that you drive this thing. You don't even have to do much. You're like when you get behind that wheel, you're like Lewis Hamilton. This thing makes you a professional driver.
Well,
Like
it's got
it-
500 horsepower. I hope it does. Well, guys, we're Supercar
Yeah.
Connection. It's been a fantastic episode.
Yeah.
We appreciate my boy Joe from Level Cars coming on here. It's always absolutely wonderful to have him. Thank you again for your time, brother.
Thank you guys for
I
having me, man.
appreciate you
Absolute
very
pleasure, man.
We're Supercar
I'll talk to you
Connection.
outside, man.
We're Supercar Connection. We're out.